Teemu, thanks for joining me first and foremost. I want to start with speaking about your current form. You're obviously in a really nice bit of goal scoring form at the moment. How do you sort of feel that came about? Because it seemed, I know Daniel spoke a few weeks ago about you sort of really practicing your finishing in training again. Do you feel like you're back at your sort of best level, so to speak?
Yeah, you could say that. I feel pretty good going to games. Good confidence level, and then we as a team we are playing really well as well. So I know we are creating chances to score goals, and yeah, like you said, I think it started from the training pitch. It was important for me to get that confidence, and pretty much the first goal, I think it was against Stoke. Emmy gave it to me on a plate just to score it, and that's how it goes. Sometimes you get periods when you don't score, so it's important to get the first one under the belt, and then it's just kind of kept growing from there.
You mentioned there just getting the one. How difficult is it as a striker when you go through those dry periods? Because it seems like there's a lot more pressure put on strikers when they're not scoring a goal compared to maybe, let's say, a goalkeeper when they're conceding lots, for example. Is that something that you have to almost try and deal with individually? How do you kind of deal with those spells?
Yeah, I'm experienced enough. I've been there many times, so it's just important to not stress about that. I know I'm good enough to score goals, so we just need to be patient and believe in yourself, and just wait for the right moment and go from there. So just not stress about it. I think that's the most important thing.
You mentioned that obviously, I know you've spoken about last season again, so I won't press you too much on it, but just a question on it. That spell you obviously had in the second half of the Premier League, how would you define that? Was it one of the more difficult runs you've had in your career in terms of going without a goal?
Yeah, probably. It was a pretty long one. There was, of course, breaks with COVID and everything, and yeah, I don't even know how many games they were in this form. And yeah, of course, it was a tough time for me, tough time for the team as well. We were kind of struggling to create chances at that time, and obviously that's striker's main job is to score goals, and if you don't do it, you're pretty disappointed. So a lot, and yeah, I know what it takes now to come.
Does it become a almost mental issue more than a technical issue, or more a point about you when you do go through those spells? It's more about your mentality and how you almost get through them, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. Been playing football that long, so I know how to wear the shoot, and it's kind of mental more than any other. So it's important to, like I said, not stress about it.
Have you found the championship to be any different in terms of maybe, because obviously you came 2 years ago and you weren't maybe known by a lot of people over here and defenders, but now you are very much a name they're familiar with. Have you noticed a difference in terms of how defenders play against you this season?
Yeah, probably. I think it's more like the teams, how they come to play against us. Last time we were here, it was we were like not the team people thought would go up, so it was quite a different football, we would say, because teams didn't come here to defend like they do this year. There's many teams who probably is just coming for to get that 0-0 against us this year, which was not the case last time. So there was more space for sure in the previous season, but and you could say probably the teams knows me better as well. They know what I'm doing, so they are more prepared to defend me when we play against them.
You've obviously, I don't know if you know this, you've entered a fairly elite club. There's only 3 players that have scored 20 goals on 2 championship seasons, sort of consecutive seasons. It's yourself, Tammy Abraham, and Dwight Gale, which must be a nice position to be in. But does that kind of show the success of your team in terms of creating chances to you, and how successful Norwich have been at this level in the 2 years that you've been here?
Yeah, for sure. Like amount of chances we are creating, should have had a couple more goals under my belt already. So it's I enjoy playing in this team with these guys who are under me. They just I know I will get chances in every game. So it's really nice to play with those guys because that's what you want as a striker. You get chances, and then it's just up to you to use them.
You've obviously spoken about different teams having different approaches. Do you feel there's a different approach in terms of how Norwich are tackling the Championship this season compared to maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think the thing how teams are coming to play against us, it's we have to do different things because there's not so much pace. They probably are quite down on the pitch, and we have to adapt on that. And I think it took us some time in the beginning of the season to adapt on that, but I think we are doing pretty good at the moment. And yeah, we know it takes a lot of work to create chances. So we just need to keep doing the same things on the best level we can to get these points out of these rest of the games.
After how frustrating last season was there any doubts from your perspective about maybe sticking around and helping the club back in the Championship? You obviously scored 11 goals in the Premier League. There was speculation obviously surrounding you. Was there any sort of doubt in your mind about coming back down to the Championship with Norwich?
No, not at all. Of course, if there would have been some big interest from somewhere else, then you have to think about it. But there was nothing serious. So there was on my mind that was to come here, get this club back to the Premier League, and which is the case still. We need to work on that, and hopefully we'll end up there next season again.
In terms of you, I obviously spoke to you after sort of the Blackburn game where you scored your 50th goal for Norwich. I think you entered the top 20 of the all-time club goal scoring ranks then. You're now up to 14th. You're 5 goals off entering the top 10. In terms of the time frame that you've done that in, is that that's a pretty remarkable statistic, isn't it? And I know as a striker, you're ultimately judged on goals. So when you hear sort of records like that, it must be quite nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Of course, like I said, as a striker, we are better. Like what we score, that's the main job we have to do. And obviously, I know if I score goals, that helps the team to get on the target we want. So in the end, I'm not focusing too much on those where I end up. I just the team, and of course, career would be nice to see myself high on that list. But at the moment, I'm not too focused on any stuff like that. It's just if we get 3 points a game, I don't score, I'm really happy after that as well. So main thing is just to get points enough to go back to Prem, and I know if I score, it helps our team to do it.
In terms of this club, and you obviously described there about sort of being determined to help it get back to the Premier League. How much does it mean to you now? You've obviously been here for a few seasons. Have you developed an affection for it and the area, so to speak?
Yeah. Me and my family, we enjoy being here, and you can see going around the city, go grocery store, you can see how much these clubs actually mean to the people here. So it's been great 3 years so far, and yeah, of course, it would mean a lot to go back to the Prem, and hopefully we could prove that we belong there that time. But we know we are not there yet. So there's still a lot of work to do that we can call ourselves a Premier League club again. But we're in a good way, and we just need to work.
Obviously, we hope this season does end in promotion. For you, if it does, do you feel there's a real point to prove for you being back in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think you can ask any of us who were there last time. I think we all have something to prove. It was a good start at that time, but we kind of fell out of, and we were not good enough for that level. So I think if we go there back again, it's a lot of. All of us have to prove that we deserve to be there, and that's the thing for next season. Now we just need to focus on getting there.
Just a couple more from me. In terms of when you have such a lead that you do, and it's 10 points at the moment that you're clear at the top, is that does that become more difficult as a player to kind of focus on the task? Because obviously many people outside of obviously you guys at the training ground will assume that you guys are back in the Premier League already.
Yeah, but we know it's not the case. And remember last time as well, we we struggled to get over that point to Premier League in the last games. We got a couple draws over there, so it's not going to be easy, and we know we haven't done anything yet, and there's still many games to go to do that work to get us there. So we had hard couple of days in training this week. Tell you that, like we're not joking around. We are really focused every single day, and that's the thing for Sunday as well. We will be prepared for that.
Last one for me, and it's a slightly sort of lighter one, but obviously the Euros are coming up. I know the other guys on this call are going to ask you a bit more about that, but in terms of, obviously there's been some speculation that maybe this country will look to host the Euros or try and host the Euros because of how well the vaccination programme has been going. If that's the case, would you recommend Colney as a base for Finland? Yeah,
for sure. It's a really nice place we have here, so for sure. I don't know how the other training grounds are here, but like I said, we have top quality here, so for sure I could do that.